A 7-year-old just said, what? Now, look, I am a huge fan of The Undertaker. I love the character. I love Mark Calloway. I think he definitely gave us some of his best memories and hilarious stories behind the scenes in the WWF/E, WCW, etc. But a 7-year-old threatened to shoot The Undertaker and calls him a Democrat. You can't make this up. So we're going to hop into this article because I got some things I need to say about this because this is really uncomfortable. No cap. Undertaker recalls a funny story from WrestleMania weekend. The Undertaker was busy during WrestleMania weekend, making appearances for WWE, hosting his One Dead Man show, and showing up on WrestleMania 40. Jack sends me a text and says, such and such, I'm going to keep it professional. It's on your security detail tonight. His son is a big fan of yours. I think his son is maybe 6 or 7. Do you mind talking to him or calling him? No worries. I'll take care of it. The security guy says. They are also professional. I think this guy is former Navy SEAL. I waited until I was done with my meet and greet. I told the guy, hey, I hear your son is a fan. I would like to, would you like me to call him? Oh no, don't worry. He was being a professional. I said, it's okay. I know Larry. Larry sent me a text. He's still trying to say no. I said, let me FaceTime him real quick. He goes, well, you can't FaceTime him, okay? If you will call him, that would be awesome. He brings out a flip phone, no GPS tracking. Immediately, I'm like, you're the man. I know what he's thinking. He calls up, gets his wife on the phone, put G-Born on the phone. G-Born. It was like he was reading my mind because he goes, his name after Viking. I mean, he's named after a Viking. Okay, I did not know all of this, that their son was named after a Viking. Interesting, to say the least. He gets his son on the phone, B. Jordan, visits The Undertaker. Hey, Undertaker, how are you? I'm really good. I'm making small talk with the kid. I started messing with him like I do everything. Like I do everybody. B. Jordan sounds like, to me, that you're getting in some kind of trouble at home. Are you? He said, no, I'm not getting into any trouble. No. Sounds like you're up to something. I don't know what it is, but I can tell you're doing something you shouldn't be doing. I'm not doing anything I'm not supposed to be doing. You're doing something you're not supposed to be doing. No. This 7-year-old kid goes, hey, I'll shoot you in the face. And I about lost it. Now, his dad is mortified. I put him on the phone. He's threatened The Undertaker. You're not going to shoot me in the face. I'm going to shoot you in the face. Now, I'm having an argument with a 7-year-old about shooting him in the face. I probably shouldn't be talking about this. It's all good fun. You'll be there. Jesus, this is dark. I don't like this though because I really don't like this. For one thing, this sounds like it's all the parents' fault for having his mind thinking like this. Because based on the tone of the kid's voice, Undertaker tried to get him to not do the one thing he has no business doing. Kids shouldn't be exposed into violence or something like that. But at some point, this one falls on the parents because you have to teach your child right from wrong, to not do those things and be a better example for that child. But nah, for what that 7-year-old said, this is kind of frightening because you don't see a 7-year-old threatening to shoot a celebrity. Like, does this kid even know who Undertaker is? I know he's a fan and everything, but the fact that you go threatening to take his life for what? What does a 7-year-old know about killing people? Parents gotta do better, bruh. Seriously. We're going back and forth, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he goes, you're a Democrat. Where did that come from? His dad, who was standing right next to me, he has his head in his hand. I'm so sorry. Now, I'm trying to keep this conversation for as long as I can. I'm totally engaged, fully engaged. We do finally hang up. This guy is like, I'm so sorry. I had no clue. He gets that from his grandmother. Oh. So all of this makes sense. Okay. Something tells me his grandfather was an OG gangster. Because this is also his fault too. Because whatever your grandfather was doing, I think you ought to stay away from him and stop being around him. Because for one, there's no way a child should even be saying stuff like that. And for one thing, you can tell that family has some toxic energy in that environment, so the child wouldn't even be around those type of things. It was the coolest conversation I've had on the phone in a while. He goes, again, I apologize. There's just absolutely nothing to apologize for. After the show, he goes, I talked to my wife. She is mortified. I was like, be joined is okay with me. It was totally fine. You tell her not to worry. He made my night. You just don't get threatened like that from a 7-year-old. That was fun. But still, like, I don't like this. I really don't like when two failed parents and grandfather are not setting a better example for this child. I mean, the fact that Mark Calloway kept the professional and he played it off as cool and everything, that wouldn't be me. Because I would have totally blamed it on the father. Because if you're not teaching your child right from wrong, then you failed as a parent. And that's exactly what it sounds like. I don't care if he was a former Navy SEAL. He should have done better. He should have learned what they taught him. So that he'll be able to raise his son, you know what I'm saying, to just be a better version of himself. They didn't do that. Undertaker was laughing and smiling as he retold the story, clearly enjoying his recounting and exchange he had with Bjorn. Bjorn is trying to bring the business back where men were men. You know, I don't agree of him trying to bring business back of when men were men. I mean, I get it though, but at the same time, you gotta teach your child of how to be a man the right way. Going around threatening people just because you want to meet them. Like, that child should know better. To be threatening somebody like that just because you want to meet them. I mean, when Mark was asking him a question, are you in some kind of trouble? And he just lies for a few seconds, and then he just exposed himself of what he's going to do. That lets me know that they're going to probably set up, that lets me know that his future is going to end up becoming a school shooter. This little brat is going to end up doing something dangerous of hurting someone in the future when he gets older. That encounter with the Undertaker was a tip of the iceberg for me. Bruh, I literally have no words to say about this because I think the parents failed this child. I really don't know how I feel about this because, for one, I don't like how this child threatened to shoot the Undertaker. And personally, I blame this on the parents because if they're not doing right by raising their child or daughter the right way to not do the unthinkable by teaching them right from wrong, you are setting up a bad example for that child, especially when they get older. I'm sorry, but I'm calling it out. I don't care if the child is a big Undertaker fan, but the fact that he threatened to shoot him tells me everything I need to know about that family. Is to where he get all of this attitude from his grandfather. Shout out to Mark Calloway once again. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, that child, he needs to get out of that toxic environment. This is all the parents' fault. That's all I gotta say.